Hi, guys. Welcome to our Thriving in the Holiday Hustle webinar. This is the fourth time I've done this because it didn't record twice, and the third time was without sound, so we'll hopefully give it a good go this time. So we know that December can be quite a hectic period for us in business, whether we're a product-based business, service, or creative business. So what I wanted to offer was a session to be able to slow down and work through some of the ways that we can make it a stress less time for us, but also making the most of the opportunities. So we'll dive in. But first of all, my name is Shelley Cox. I'm the founder of Your Business Compass. Here's a little bit of information about me, my background in winemaking first up, and then e-commerce, mentoring, retail, small business mentoring. So I've had quite a diverse range of responsibilities, while also learning how to navigate through several burnouts, company failures, broken partnerships, and then rebuilding back from that. So I created Your Business Compass to, I guess, emphasize the importance of having some really good structure around your business, but also, giving some breathing space without pressure to be able to achieve the goals that we want to in our business. So let's go. So what we'll cover in this session is definitely not adding more things to your to-do list. It's about doing less and then doing that better. So it's about making sure that we get those things out of your head, and work out what, because we think we always have things that we think we should be doing, but let's work out what are the actual 5 things that really matter, particularly in the lead up to the holidays and Christmas. So we'll just talk about getting clear on those areas of focus, managing your energy, knowing where your profit is coming from in this next 6 to 8 weeks. Simplify the way that you do things, take away some things, and make sure that you're doing your end of year strong, but also so that you can reset, reflect, and then start again in 26 with a really strong practical plan in place. So the reality is it's November. If it's not mapped out by now, it's probably not happening this year, and that's okay. So I think most importantly, let's let go of unrealistic expectations and timeframes. This is a lesson that I've personally learnt multiple times. But now let's just acknowledge, okay, we're in November. Shit, we haven't done all the things that we thought we were going to do. There's lots of things that would be great to do, but let's just be realistic. Have a think about, we'll come to terms with that first, and then have a think about what's the one thing that I want to achieve in my business. This is business we're talking about, before Christmas. So if everything else fell off the list, what's the one thing that would still make December feel successful? So that alone can also help reduce the overwhelm, because you go, well, I've just got to get one thing. This one thing is what I'm going to focus on doing, and doing that well. The rest of it was nice to have that plan and that idea, but it's not going to happen because it's the 24th of November. So having that mindset shift, I think, is really important. So let's then now check in with what's our 6-week reality version of what we're going to achieve. So what's the one outcome that I want? What must be done for that to happen? What can wait till January? So we talked about this in the previous webinars that I recorded or not recorded. But, parking that on a January list. So getting that out of your head, putting it on paper, but also going, I'll look at that when I'm back to work in January, whenever that time is that I'm looking at next year. So stop doing the things that drain you or don't lead to results, or that you're stewing over, that actually is not going to be worth your energy or your time this year. So we want to just make sure we simplify anything that we're thinking about or worrying about, and just having some really clear areas of focus. So next we've got protect your energy. So this one I think matters the most, particularly if you, and we hear this all the time, but if you're a business owner, similar to if you're a parent, that you can't pour from an empty cup. So you can't sell, serve, or show up well if you're exhausted. And if you do, you're probably not going to give the best impression for your business for subsequent customers or subsequent clients. So unfortunately, peak season requires peak energy, so not peak busyness. So you don't want, your clients or customers to feel stressed and overwhelmed when they come to see you in this period of time, because they may not then think of you or purchase from you or book with you when you're less stressed in February, March, for example, because they're going to think, oh no, they're very uptight. They didn't get a good vibe. So we need to manage our energy because we put that through our business. So think about, and if you've got a team as well, think about how you can help with your team in managing this as well. So having a plan of when can we just have some small breaks, making sure that we've got some resets, some timing, some batching of tasks can also help, mitigate that busy, like go from one thing to the other. We want to make sure that there's some planned breaks in there. And also, if you're having one of those days where your brain's just not braining, or things just aren't working out, stop, reset, move to something else. For example, I will go, if this is not working, I'm going to clean for a little bit. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go for a walk. I'll, not do my work after I pick the kids up from school or something like that. I'm just going to go, look, we're just going to play outside, shoot some hoops. The kids will jump on the trampoline. I will not. But just restart again tomorrow. So it's not worth pushing through because you won't get a good result. You'll get half-assed results. But putting in place a plan, so for some regular, and being more mindful about having some regular breaks, means you won't try and push yourself through when things just aren't going your way. The next thing is wanting to make sure that we focus on what's going to give us the best return at this time of the year. So these are things that have a high margin, high profit margin, things that are your best sellers, things that you can bundle easily with minimal effort. So I've got a little Venn diagram there of like, we want to preserve our energy, we want ease, we want efficiency. So let's find that sweet spot and just work on those, tasks or services that we can bundle together. It's not the time to start something new or launch something new unless you had that planned in August, September, or even early November. But now we're in the end of November, so let's just forget that. Go with what works, and double down on that and know where that profit is coming from. And numbers you must know. So I'm a big fan of knowing your numbers. We teach that in our Financial Savvy module in our online course. And it's okay if you haven't been checking these numbers, but now is a good time to start. So if you only look at a few, this December, know what your revenue target is. What do you want to earn? What do you want to make in your business? Know what your targets are for your top performing products or services. How many, if it's bookings, how many products sold. Know what your current stock position is, or if you've got bookings, how many bookings have you got available, what's left. Get to know those numbers in your business. What's your capacity? When's your cutoff dates? If you do have products and you do offer delivery services, what do they look like? And start to map that out on, if you like a spreadsheet, I like spreadsheets, or just on a piece of paper, write it down, know those numbers. You can go through this list as verbatim if you like, but just have that visibility of what those numbers are, because that helps with reducing the overwhelm. You know the numbers, you can create calm from that chaos. So I think a lot of time our overwhelm comes from when we aren't well informed about the position of our business. She'll be right. It'll be okay. It'll be busy time. I'm just so busy. Without data, there can sort of give either a false sense of things working, or just add to the confusion that is running our business. So I think knowing your numbers, know these numbers for December, and then next year we can learn how to put in that financial savvy focus and strategy throughout our business. Now's not the time, just let's know those numbers for December. Now, this time of year is also about not doing everything and not doing everything all by yourself. So if you can outsource something, have a look at what some simple automations can be. Again, we're not going to create a brand new massive system right now. That's a really good thing to aim for next year, perhaps, so that next November we're like, yep, we've got all these automations in place, or I've delegated these tasks out to somebody else in my business, or a colleague or a subcontractor. But now's not the time. So let's just have a look at a little overview of what we can delegate. What can be automated? Can we schedule something now so I don't have to think about it? Can I batch my marketing? So can we, we can, from now until Christmas, we could actually schedule out at least, one or two social media posts per week. And then if we do any others, it's a bonus. But at least we've been consistent in getting our key messages or our key communications across. I've got lots of templates in the workbook, so make sure you use that. And again, just take this moment to just work out some of those things that we can do to help lessen the load. So we want to simplify things. And then also, if you've done all that you can in your business, it may be around the home, around the house, some other tasks that you normally would be like, yeah, I'll be there to help. Actually, I can't do that this time, or could you please help with this? So don't try and take all of it on yourself, because, as busy and usually female small business owners, we do that a lot. But yeah, so just don't say yes to everything. See what you can say no to, and then start to hand off some things if you can. So some quick wins that can make sure that you are proactive in communicating with your customers at this time of year is making sure that you've got, really, a clear idea of what your opening and closing hours, cut-off dates, popular items, stock updates, what to buy and when. Because this time of year is, and I know from experience, when we get really busy and stressed, I know the first thing for me that would go in when I had the store and the co-working space was the emails, the sort of EDM, electronic newsletter mail outs, the social media posts, like, I'm too stressed, I can't think about what to post, I can't do it. So there's sort of the communication and the visibility started to drop away. So making sure that you're really proactive about these key things will make sure that you get have positive interactions with your customers, but then also will be remembered for the new year and going forward. Not, they kind of dropped off towards the end of last year, we didn't hear from them. So making sure that you're really on top of that is a simple and a key thing to be able to do. And just some quick things that you can optimize to make sure that you get some revenue in the door, but get some returns when customers are ready to buy. Because let's be honest, at Christmas time and holiday time, people are ready to buy. They're looking for gifts. They're looking for, things to have in their home, or to, give us gifts to have for hosting, or to end the year right, or whatnot. So make sure that you have some really easy prompts for people to go, this is a bestseller. So you can add bestseller like badges to products, or in your social posts. Make sure you push those top products, things that would sell really well, would solving a problem for people right at this moment. It may be free local delivery, or it may be gift vouchers and things like that. Make sure you update your Google business profile as well. It may be your hours of opening and closing over the holiday periods, or specific Christmas or festive products that you're selling. Tag your products. Make sure if you've got a product-based business that you've got your commerce store set up, and or link to where people can buy. So they're all really sort of just key things to remember. So the next part is reflection. So reflecting on what we've done and what we're doing, so that we can, again, don't repeat the overwhelm, so we can learn and we can implement something for the new year. And we want to look for progress over perfection. So it's not about finding the wrong things that we did and berating ourselves for that. It's just about being honest with what's worked and what it hasn't worked. Have a think about, what felt heavy, what felt light, what needs fixing, and take 5 to 10 minutes this December to actually have a little think about that, because this reflection part of our program, so we have reflect, evolve and scale as our sixth topic. And that's really important because that's a step to evolving as a business owner, is implementing this reflection muscle, I guess, across every aspect of our business. So not just waiting for the end of the year, but going through, every week, basically reflecting what's working, what's not working, what do I need to change. So this is just sort of getting us into the practice and habit of doing that as a business owner. And then this is, I guess, a way to end the year and acknowledge that, yes, it is a busy, crazy time of the year, but also don't kind of get through it without acknowledging that you've done a great job this year, and acknowledge the wins, acknowledge how far you've come, be proud, capture the lessons that you've learned. So the challenges, I'm tired of learning through all my challenges, but if I don't acknowledge and give myself praise for not repeating those mistakes and learning from them, that's, I think, a way to give ourselves grace through running, our small businesses, which are fun with lots of ups and downs. So just make sure you take some time to do that. And then you can plan, for a better November next year. Like, what are you going to do that's going to be different? How will you protect your energy? How will you make sure you've got your profit margins, right? How are you going to, enter next November maybe a little bit more calmly, to finish off that year and enjoy that. So just make sure you acknowledge how great a job you are doing. And I guess everything I've talked about today and my previous webinars are all in the workbook. So that Thriving in the Holiday Hustle. Last year I called it Surviving the Holiday Hustle, but I changed it this year because I just felt that I don't want to, part of my sort of philosophy is not wanting to just survive in our businesses, but thrive. So when you change the word, so you can, evolve and change as you grow and learn through your business. So in there we've got like a health checklist as well, holiday health checklist. So it's a little assessment. Then it's got a few little tips that you can use as you go along through there, just to see where you may need to focus your energies. There's some Canva templates. So you just click on the link, then save, make a copy in Canva, and then you can just use them, change the colours, fonts, whatever you need, but at least you don't have to think about those posts. And then email templates, again, some ChatGPT prompts. So just trying to automate a few of those communication targets so that you don't have to come up with them all by yourself. You've got a starting point. And then you could also obviously join our free Facebook group, which is called Small Business with Big Hearts. And that link is in the emails that you will get sent from the workbook. So lean on these. They're free resources for a reason. It's designed to give you some structure, some clarity, and some confidence around running your business in this busy period of time. so that you can also enjoy it and make the most of those opportunities. Because for a lot of people, our customers, our clients are looking to us for ideas, for inspiration, as gift giving ideas. So let's make the most of it, and be present. And then if you like the idea of being able to work through a structured course like program, we can do a lot in 6 months. So I'm really excited to. We've got this open now, our guided intake for 2026. So in January, where we build your systems, your structure, your confidence and strategy without the overwhelm. So it's weekly group coaching. So we go through each module of the online self-paced course, but we go through each week for 6 months. And then you've got instant replays available. You've got some accountability to just start building up that structure for your business to be sustainable. So that's another big part of, I don't believe in doing things just for the sake of doing them. They've got to be the right thing for the long term to get to achieve the goals that we want to achieve in our businesses. We've got a Facebook and a private community, and I utilise the skill sets of Compass Guides, who are small business experts, so they are there to help make the road a bit easier as well. So if you're ready for some clarity next year, we'd love to have you, and I'd really love to support you on that journey. But thank you so much for being here and listening to my fourth webinar replay. I will get the recordings right for the guided intake. And just know, you're doing a great job, an amazing job. Small business isn't easy and it's not for everybody. But I know that if you do love what you do, you do a great job of it, and we really need people like you to thrive in your business. And that's where I'm here to support you every step of the way. So take care, go gently on yourself this Christmas season, and have a really great holiday season.